Hello, everybody. Today we are joined by Dr. Maliha Hashmi. Dr. Maliha is the Executive Director of Health, Wellbeing and Biotech at NEOM. She is also the Deputy Chair of the NEOM COVID Leadership Task Force in Saudi Arabia and also a board member of the Saudi Halal Certification Authority of the Saudi FDA. Maliha graduated with a summa cum laude with a bachelor's degree from Washington College, where she studied pre-med. She has a master's in systems design management from MIT and a master's in the history of medicine and ethics from Harvard Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. Maliha also has a doctorate of law and jurisprudence from Harvard Law School. Dr. Maliha Hashmi was named as one of the top 50 college women in the USA. Dr. Maliha is now back in Saudi and is working on creating a very different, interconnected, cutting-edge healthcare system, and was recently recognized as one of the top 7 most talented emerging female health leaders in the Middle East. Dr. Maliha, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Dr. Maliha, you have had an impressive journey and an incredibly inspiring professional career. Tell us a little bit about your journey and about some of the pivotal moments that changed and shaped your life.
Sure. If I was to start off my journey, it started very young, at a very, very early age. And something as I describe myself is I'm thirsty for learning and knowledge. So I've always been very curious. And to the point that I started skipping grades at a very young age in my life. And I was ready for college before many other students are at that time. And when I was ready for college, I think what was really fascinating was that it was a time when it wasn't normal for young females to be traveling alone on their own across the world to get education. And I had immediately at that time acquired a full merit scholarship from Washington College. And it was an interesting discussion amongst the family. You know, there were some people that were really excited about it and others that were hesitant because I was so young. But what was really reassuring and instilled a lot of a very beautiful feeling of confidence and drive in me was the trust my family gave me. And my parents really believed I'd be able to take care of myself if I went to the US and went on my own and started this journey at such a young age in my life and explore and discover the way I am. I love learning and I get super excited about it. And despite the different resistances from external family and likes, everyone said, give her a chance, let her go and experience this world for herself. And the trust that I was bestowed with my parents was beautiful. It drove me to excellence and succeed in the US, and it has been a beautiful journey since then. And I have been learning and growing in my journey ever since. And it went through multiple phases from Washington College to different internships I did at Hopkins and University of Pennsylvania when I was in Washington College, all around healthcare. I come from a family of physicians and PhDs in biomedical sciences, so we're all driven by health. We're all passionate about health. It's something about us, it's the service and making a difference in lives that is very exciting. And it was when I landed my internship at Harvard during my intern year that was very exciting for me because I was quite young and I had a chance to be a part of something that it would be revolutionizing how the regulations of the US would work in terms of healthcare. Not only that, during that internship, I came across different really amazing mentors who said to me, Maliha, you'll be a great physician, but you'll be a great health system design management leader. You'll be a great health leader. Why? Because they said that the way I approached problems was the way that was sort of changing designs within the systems I was working in and sort of advocating them. And they said, and that's a quote I'd never forget from one of my mentors, is that I can either touch one life or I can touch a generation. So I should go into healthcare system design management where I'm able to impact a complete generation than just one life. And that has been my driving force since. I went on to, after my internship, to do a master's in medical ethics, then a master's in healthcare system design management, and then a doctorate in healthcare regulations. And all through the passion of learning how to change systems for the better to impact more lives than just one. And it's been a beautiful journey. And it has also taught me that there's never any time to stop. You have to keep going, and you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your dreams, and you have to make a difference, because every moment matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And look, I think a lot of what you said resonates so much. A lot of younger women find it a challenge, find it a struggle to exert their independence, to go and to be educated, and then to come back and to fit within the system. So it is truly inspiring and comforting to hear about your journey and to hear how you have gone through it, and mashallah are doing as phenomenally well as you are. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
One of the things that you mentioned, that very early on you had the opportunity on working on the HIPAA regulations for Massachusetts, and that it was quite new for you in terms of your career and where you were in your career. Talk to us a little bit about that. Tell us how that impacted how you view the healthcare regulatory world, and how that might change you.
So what's interesting is that, people think at a certain age is when you can start your career, or you have to be way up on the top of the career ladder to be making a difference. This was an internship. And I was in my tender years of college checking out different internship programs, and I landed an internship at Mass General Hospital with Harvard. And I was a research intern there, and it was the time when HIPAA regulation was coming in, which is all about patient privacy, informed consent, understanding what the patient needs are, and making sure that they're able to be in a healthcare system where privacy is as much important as their own free will of understanding what's going on with them. And even though as an intern, I was drafting a lot of that while being an intern, and I was a part of change where I was talking to patients directly to ask their input about it, and actually, taking that information and implementing it into those drafting laws. It was so powerful and so exciting for me that I was part of a very big team, but that part was making a difference. And, it's interesting you asked me this question. I don't think people even know that, there are young college students that were also involved in drafting the HIPAA regulations, the laws in the US. And what's exciting is that we got that opportunity. So you're never, ever too young or too old to make a difference. You can always touch lives at any point of your career. You don't have to be at the very top or at the very, senior level of your career to make a difference. And I really want young females to understand that they have an opportunity every moment of their lives to make a difference. And I was very young. That's a very long time ago. And I was part of a huge, huge implementation of change in the healthcare regulations that came out in the United States of America, and it made a difference. It gave more privacy to individuals, and at the same time, it made them more secure about the healthcare system, and it had a huge impact on many lives. And I was there as a research intern, very young in my teenage years to be a part of that.
Very nice. Let's talk a little bit about NEOM. You are involved with one of possibly the most ambitious projects that's going on in our generation. Share with us a little bit about what the vision is and what got you so interested and excited about being a part of that journey. Many say, or in my family we say, love takes us to places, and love has taken me to NEOM. And it's my passion of people. People give me energy, and my passion of change and innovation and integration and health that has driven me to NEOM. And if I was to explain NEOM, I'm in love with NEOM. That is how I want to talk about NEOM, is you have to be in love with what you're doing to be able to make a difference. And about NEOM is that NEOM was the perfect opportunity for me to take every single part of my education and put it into an experience that is fascinating and beyond words, one of the most creative projects across the world, where I'm able to design something, a system from scratch. I'm working on healthcare implementation plans. I'm driving change in the healthcare world that has never been done before, where I'm completely developing a system that's completely seamlessly integrated, that has the best models of care from across the world, and we're putting it all together in one end-to-end system at one time to such a scale. So, and it's not reactive, it's proactive.
It's not just the typical healthcare system, it's a health caring system where, sometimes you have the public health arena, then you talk about private health, mental health is always siloed in another silo. Everything is being brought together. Where hospitals or care is coming to you, care is everywhere, and care is complemented by a wellness, and there's this dimension of happiness. So health care is not just about your physical well-being, it's your mental, emotional, social well-being all coming together in one place at one time. And NEOM has provided me the opportunity to bring in all my expertise from across the world that I've had in different hospitals in the US and everywhere else, and bring it all together in one place that is being designed from scratch. So I have the opportunity to understand across all my experiences, there were places where I knew what were the inequities, what were the problems, what were the strengths, and I know where to put what because I've experienced that, but also I have a system that's being designed as we speak, so we can actually put in all the efficiencies we see all in the high performance systems and put it into one place at one time, one moment. It's super exciting. And it's an opportunity of a lifetime. And I think it's also just showcases how much of a difference you can make by going from one place to a next. Be a traveler in this world. Don't stop. Keep traveling. Keep exploring, and then the right place and right time and the right opportunity will come your way through those travels and discoveries.
Absolutely. And if we look forward, Dr. Maliha, if you project yourself 10, 15, 20 years in the future, what is it that you would like to see yourself or the organization achieve and do and deliver to the world?
NEOM, I hope in the next 10 years, not even 14 years, to be a benchmark of living and livability for the whole world. And as a benchmark for the best health caring system across the world, where people are able to experience care like they've never been before, where they're cared for in a social, in a psychological, in a mental, spiritual, emotional, physical way, where they have access to innovation, where we're humanizing technology. So the elements of technology don't take you away from humanism. It brings you closer to humanity. It brings you closer to nature. It makes your experience seamless, integrated, refreshing, and with ease. Everyone wants to live a life of fulfillment and happiness. That's just a normal ask and want. And when you have facilitation in everything that you do, and ease and technology that makes it easier for you to live, and information that guides you, gives you more self-agency, more awareness, more ownership of your own health, then you're happier, more empowered individual who's able to take control of your actions and your health in a way never experienced before. So I hope that I envision NEOM to be a benchmark for the world, for livability and for the best health and well-being ecosystem across the world, where people can experience the true experience of living, which is a happy, healthy longevity. And you have the Zen experience of living, where you are aware of what's going to happen and you're able to at least make the right decisions to be able to do what you can have done to make it better. And I think one of the most important things people should also realize is that I think also uncertainty is an element in life that makes us very uneasy. Uncertainty about our health, uncertainty about technology, our privacy, this and that. When you have more certainty and facilitation in different parts of your life, it makes you more self-aware, but also empowered to do more and to learn more and to give back more to what you're receiving.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You wear many hats, many hats. One of the hats that you wear is that of being on the COVID task force. How do you think we as a region have handled the pandemic?
So not just because I have been, a part of this region, but I must say that by far across the world, we have been witnessing one of the best proactive precautionary measures in Saudi Arabia across the world. And the way Saudi Arabia has handled COVID has been exemplary. We have talked about, coming together. Let me talk about solidarity, understanding, more compassion, more awareness. Immediately when this COVID pandemic started, there was a cessation of work across the world, and everyone was worried and they didn't know what to do. But what we saw in Saudi Arabia is that everyone came together. There was an ongoing communication for everyone. People knew what was going to happen next, and not only that, everyone was compliant and working together in solidarity. You saw a huge example of this for Mecca and Medina. This is a region where Muslims come for Hajj, for Umrah, and the likes, and everyone in solidarity stopped that for a while. That has never happened before. And if anything, that is one of the greatest examples of people coming together for the common good for everyone. And not putting themselves, not aside, but together with everyone else to make sure everyone's safe and everyone's healthy and that it doesn't spread. And this element of immediate proactive prevention and precautionary measures really has helped. And it has been helping even up until now. And they've done an exemplary job in showcasing to the world how people come together, how leaders need to come together in times of crisis and make a change. This is post this COVID, we need to see a kinder world, a more collaborative world, a world that lives more in solidarity for the greater purpose of good for everyone. And we witnessed all of those elements in Saudi Arabia at one moment, at one time through the COVID pandemic. So if I was to say one thing, Saudi Arabia really rode the wave very nicely. They did an amazing job in terms of handling the pandemic and also handling the communication around it, and handling the way it would actually impact the lives and keeping everyone informed across the globe.
Absolutely. And you see it, right? You see it in the numbers, you see it in the recovery, you absolutely see it. And I think one of the things that really struck me when I was last in Riyadh, not too long ago, a few weeks ago, was the energy on the street, right? I mean, you constantly see other parts of the world that are just, there's a lot of angst, there's a lot of anxiety with what's happening and what's been going on for the last year. But genuinely, when I was in Riyadh, it felt like there was a sense of calm, and there was an energy which said, yes, there might be the pandemic, but so what? So what? And we will still continue to move forward. We will still continue to progress, and we will come out of it that much stronger at the other end. So I couldn't agree with you more on that it was absolutely just a phenomenal thing to have witnessed.
Absolutely.
And in no small part, that is to the fantastic leadership that we've had in the region.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. You once told me that when you left for the U.S. To start your education, you were quite young, and one of the things that really and truly helped you cope with being so far away and being on your own was the fact that your family trusted you and that they were always there for you and they let you make your own decisions. Tell us a little bit more about how those dynamics and that interaction with your family has shaped you.
I think it's so important to have people, your seniors, and this is not just in a family dynamic, but this goes in the workplace as well, that trust you and enable you and empower you. When they do that, you have this desire to really showcase your strength and really outperform even things that you're not good at. It's that empowerment and self-agency that's provided either at youth and young, when you're young, by your parents, when you go into workplaces by your line managers, when you go beyond even relationships by your partner, is to give that trust and enablement to do more and give that empowerment. And I come from a very hardworking family. We're very humble in our talking about it, but mashallah, we're all MD PhDs in the family, all 5 girls, and all went to Harvard and MIT, with really humble parents who raised us on the values of hard work, patience, perseverance, integrity, and loyalty, and having faith in God that regardless of hard work, if If it doesn't come out that way, it wasn't meant to be, but keep trying because something better will come across. And the type of love and dynamics, mashallah, have encouraged me to keep working hard and achieve goals and dreams and to help others achieve them. And that's a very important part of learning and developing, is that you're able to transform other lives that you touch in the process. And that's very important, is the more people that can be touched through us, and is the better it is. And the more worthwhile your experiences and your opportunities become, is more and more people are able to do what you had the opportunity to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the other very memorable quotes that you shared with me is, when you left, it was a different time. Now that you've returned to a place where not only women can drive, but women are driving change.
Yes.
What does it feel like to be part of those women that are driving change?
It's a beautiful and empowering experience. And I want Saudi Arabia to be looked at not really just a place where women can drive now, but we're getting opportunities to drive change in our organizations, to be part of boardrooms, to be part of the leadership team, to be a part of the team, and give our IP, give our intellectual input, and make a difference. And I think it's so important to understand that the female dynamics in any team, having the mixture of men and women working together and giving their input, makes that outcome that much more valuable, because we're bringing in another dimension. And this is the prime time to be here in Saudi Arabia. More opportunities across the sectors for females to be a part of leadership teams, boardrooms, to be scientists, to be in the army, to be in so many places that they never considered they were able to be before. And not only that, to have a voice in a very intellectual way. It's really how much can you bring back from the education you have, bring it back to Saudi, and really have an opportunity to take it to another level. And this is that time, and it's a very, very exciting time to be here. And a time where not only change is happening, but also a time when the most interesting projects are happening. So to be able to use that opportunity across these projects, bring in the knowledge that we've learned from different parts across the world, and make that difference.
Very nice. So one of the things that you talked about was mentorship and the importance of mentorship. What role has that played in your life, and how important do you think that is for other young women and men out there?
Such an important role. Mentorship can really shape you in your career. I mentioned previously that I was going to be only a physician, and then I came across an amazing mentor who said to me that I can impact a generation than just one life by going into health system design management and becoming a health leader instead of just a physician. And that shaped my whole career. And now I'm leading healthcare system design management and change at NEOM. So that one mentor of mine shaped my whole career path. I've had some amazing, amazing mentors in my life, alhamdulillah, many male champions and many beautiful female champions. And I think it's very, very important for young females to have a sponsorship and female sponsorship program, as well as a male sponsorship program, where they're connected to different opportunities, where they have people who believe in them, and then connect them to the right next moment. That responsibility is on all of us. Even now, I am mentoring about 50 women in the U.S. from the MENA region at Harvard, and I just guide them on their next career goals as a hobby. And I hope to continue that. It's become a little more hectic for me lately, so I haven't been doing it as much. But of the 50, many of them have returned, but many are now becoming game changers in the US in startups. And I think it's a responsibility that every female has, is to sponsor and support another female. And every line manager has for their employees, is to give their people an opportunity to grow and develop and take the next step and make those opportunities for them, be their sponsor and connect them. This is so important and such an important part of our life. It's the ladder. I call them the ladders, or the sort of our ladders in life and our umbrellas in the storm. who take us to the next level. One of my mentors, I know if he sees this, he knows who I'm talking about, has been my umbrella in the storm, who has taken me from one level to another through his advice. And I'm so grateful, alhamdulillah, and blessed to have such people. And there's a female leader actually in New Zealand, my former, I'll name her, I hope she won't mind, is former Prime Minister Helen Clark, who has been an amazing mentor for me in terms of health design management and in terms of our discussions across how to reshape the world post-COVID. And those conversations are so impactful and so enriching that they help add more dimensions and value in our life.
Wonderful. Thank you. What advice would you like to give to a lot of the younger women and men that are earlier on in their career and have high ambitions and aspirations?
I have two mantras that I live by in life. One is you're never too young or never too old to make a difference, to impact a generation. So never think you're not there yet. Try. If there's not one way, there will be another way, but never ever stop trying. That's the first one. And the other is more of a personal endeavor in life, is whoever you meet or wherever you go, leave that person or place better than you found it before.
Very nice. Wonderful words to live by. Thank you very much, Dr. Maliha. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for inviting me. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.